Omega is celebrating 75 years of Seamaster existence, and with this occasion the brand launched a new collection highlighted on a summer blue motif. I think a lot of people seeing the Omega leaked catalog made all kinds of scenarios thinking that the Seamaster 300M Professional is going to be made in a 41mm diameter, thinner, with a new bracelet and so on. But in reality the brand came up with an exciting new blue theme for the entire Seamaster line. In my view, an exciting thing which is sober, serious, but fun and fresh in the same time. I really like what they did with all these 8 models, especially with the Ultra Dip or Diplo Prof. The theme of both watches makes them more dramatic, and that's very good for these tool watches because everything they serve involves drama and risk. A thing that I consider it very creative is the way they presented their products on a depth scale, and the way the website is browsed as a timeline. And once you access one of their watches, the website can be browsed on horizontal, describing more details about the watch. I think they kicked Rolex's ass this time with the presentation. As part of the summer blue identity, they came up with an iconic caseback with a new embossed emblem, which represents Poseidon riding 2 seahorses instead of 1. Besides that, they came up with some desaturated cold blue gradients on the dials with dark blue ceramic bezels for the divers. However, pay attention at the new trend of active turquoise markers, which Omega adopted them, which started within the Swatch group this spring with the new titanium Certina DS Action Diver in 38mm. Following the depth scale looking at 150 meters, we have the new Aquaterra selection with the 38mm version with sailboat markers and a sunburst blue dial, followed by the 41mm version with a horizontal pattern on a bracelet or on a rubber. But the most impacted out of the trio must be the World Timer, which through this theme it elevates the contrast within the dial, making it more like a painting than a legible watch. And besides that, the watch was already spectacular. The vintage-inspired Seamaster 300 Ocean-Going Professional offers a heavy contradiction between the classic diver lines and the modern lacquered materials used in combo with the varnished dial. And the X factor I consider here the loomed blue markers, which makes the loom to look active all the time. It is very cool, although the blue tone is uniform across the loomed markers, the pip and the minute hand are made in green loom. And then the controversial 300M, which was believed to be the new model, smaller with 1mm and thinner, turns out to be exactly the same Seamaster 300M with no major chassis changes, except for the dial, the blue enamel bezel and the caseback. And interesting here how Omega chooses to use labels like enamel or grand feu instead of ceramic. I think the theme for this model and the contrast between the dark blue edges of the dial and the center is too big, because it competes with the blue color of the markers and the hands. And I think this combo is not that fortunate, as the rest of the models it looks more like a hole in the middle of the dial. It reminds me of the Oris Lake Baikal. With this blue tone, the 600 meters Planet Ocean finally looks like a tool, with the same themed gradient. However, here looks more balanced because the dial is vertically brushed, it is waveless, and the hands and the markers are better outlined, more imposing. And here I wish they would have added loom on the entire bezel instead of just the loom pip. The iconic monoblock Plopov received as well an inspired theme with the same saturated appearance. Everything from the blue tones to the gradient dial makes the watch to look extremely sober, especially with the contrast obtained by the varnished sunburst finishing. However, in my view, a different tone should have been added to highlight the minute hand against the loom pip. The most customized Seamaster must be the Ultra Dip model. With a Seiko-esque themed dial highlighting a stormy sea, the Ultra Dip wins the Best Drama Award in 2023. As well made in the same saturated theme, we have to appreciate the symmetry offered by the dial and the contrast made between the markers, the numerals and the hands against the turbulent sea. And by using the UV light, we can spot how Omega left a playful sign, Omega was here, pointing towards the diving world record of 10,935 meters. Yup, very spectacular. These are my initial thoughts or reactions in regard to this blue Seamaster theme. Please let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite model. Thank you very much, thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave, Bob!